The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
You know who the richest guy in crypto is? Of course you do. It's Sam Bankman-Fried. He's 29 years old and he's worth $26 billion. That means he's made about $1 billion a year since he was 3. All right, maybe not, but it all came very quickly recently. And that, of course, is according to Forbes. That's they did the math on his net worth, and I'll trust them on that one. He made it big due to the success of his crypto exchange FTX and trading firm Alameda Research. He's an MIT grad, of course, the son of 2 Stanford law professors, but he's known for his frugal lifestyle. He lives with roommates like he's in college. He sleeps on a beanbag in his office, presumably full of $100 bills, though I can't confirm that. And he says he believes in something called effective altruism. He says he's investing most of his money into his businesses, and the rest will eventually be given away to the altruistic ideas, his favorite causes. Earlier, of course, he spoke to CoinDesk anchor Christine Lee on what's next for FTX. So have a listen to what he had to say.
Regulation. That's going to be a pretty large piece of it. We, have gotten licensed in a large number of jurisdictions recently and are looking to get licensed in, a large number further over the course of 2022. And, really getting every license that we can find, that seems important to our business.
I guess that's the major challenge ahead, regulatory challenges.
It really is. And, it's a messy world. There's 195 countries out there, and, each one is sort of separately exploring what their, regulatory framework for crypto is going to look like. And so we're sort of trying to stay abreast of all of them and, apply wherever seems appropriate. So that's sort of one big line that's ahead of us. And a big part of that also will be in the United States.
Is that a key reason why you moved from Hong Kong to the Bahamas right now? And maybe you can explain to me how that transition has been going.
It's been great. And yeah, I think a big piece of this is that the Bahamas has a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto, and very few countries have that. So we've been really excited for that. It also gives a lot more flexibility in terms of location. There's no quarantine coming in or out. It's a really convenient place to be, doing business from. We've been really excited. A lot of the local Bahamians that we've been able to hire. It's just a great place to be. So overall, I think we've been pretty happy with the headquarters.
Is an IPO in the horizon for FTX?
We'll see. It's something we've been thinking about. We might or might not end up doing it. On the one hand, it would be a big production, and it would take a lot of time and energy. On the other hand, we think it could provide a lot of value to the business. We're fortunately in a position where we don't need it in terms of fundraising. We don't need to raise. First of all, we're profitable. But second of all, we're able to raise in the secondary, or just in sort of, private markets, if we need to. So it's not a necessity. We're trying to be in a position where we could do it if we wanted to.
Well, everyone is a genius in the bull market, but let's say Bitcoin tumbles back to $20,000. Are there dangers of overspending and overexpanding?
Yeah, it's a good question. And again, if Bitcoin went to 20K right now, obviously, I think we'd expect long-term revenue to go down from that, or at least medium-term revenue to go down from that. But I would be shocked if it went down to a point where we were no longer profitable. Again, like we have spent a fair bit on a number of these endorsements, but it's still a pretty small amount compared to where our revenue is now. And I think where our revenue would be at a $20,000 Bitcoin. So I'm not super worried about that. And we also have a pretty decent firewall right now of money given the raising that we've been doing this year.
Give us 3 regulatory predictions for 2022.
So, I think that there's almost certainly going to be some stuff coming out about stablecoin regulation. I think partially I say that because there's a lot of sort of noise around it, and there's a lot of will for it. I also say that because I think that there are sort of straightforward regulatory frameworks that would do a lot to address a number of the issues that people have. I think that if you look at sort of a regime based around transparency and registration and oversight, that ensured that, stablecoins had accurate daily attestations of exactly what was backing their token, that ensured that there's periodic audits to confirm the accuracy of those, and that there's, some restrictions on what, that these aren't junk bonds that are sort of backing stablecoins. I think that would just go an extremely long way towards addressing the various systematic risk and consumer protection related worries that people have around stablecoins, while still allowing them to serve as a really efficient and effective means of payment and transfer in the crypto industry and beyond. So that's one thing I would strongly suspect there's going to be something on in 2022. And then I think that there, may or may not be sort of attempts at frameworks that unify, like right now, there's sort of like isn't one unifying regime for like a spot Bitcoin USD order book, for a Bitcoin futures order book, for a security token order book, and for collateral for all of those, for clearing and custody. And I wouldn't be surprised if there are attempts at coming up with unified frameworks in the US for those. Although I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't happen in 2022 either. I think that one sort of could go either way.